Hello, all of you spicy folk out there on the tubes of view, and welcome to another stirring installment of this Disinformed After Dark 101. I'm Shane.
I'm Doc.
And I'm Michael.
Yes, we have bypassed episode 100 with no fanfare whatsoever. We were so stymied by the fact that I couldn't get out a cogent intro last week that we just blew through episode 100. So now, post-centennial, we are here and enjoying another delightful time with all of you here on the Tubes of You. Welcome. But in case you're blissfully unaware...
Oh, you can say hello, but I can't say hello? I can't greet, the people watching?
If I show this to Cordelia later, I have to say hello, because she started saying hello in her very deep voice. So she'll get a kick out of that. That's for you, Cordelia.
Hello.
Your 2-year-old daughter has a deep voice?
She because she normally talks in a very high pitched voice, but then now she started saying hello.
Whoa.
Hello, starshine. The earth says hello.
Whoa.
All right. I just kill it with fire. But we are the hosts of the Disinformed podcast, which flees your preferred provider app every marvelous Monday morning. We usually talk about random esoteric nonsense and lie about it. It is a delightful time. But over here on YouTube, we get a little different, perhaps spicy, as Michael would say, and we like to have, different content for you that involves the visual medium, and this week we have got something which is apparently a bit of a doozy.
So, I guess I will lead in! I can do that. So,
Excitement.
I still am one of those few tryhards that stick to Twitter. Yes, Twitter.
X.
Oh, jeez.
Referee
You
signaling for help.
degenerate.
Oh no, I thought you were doing Family Feud. I thought you were trying to get me to guess wrong.
Ew.
Get the X. Anyway,
Break it down.
So one of the more recent things that happened this week in Twitter discourse was this viral video of a Boston cop that apparently found the secret speed boost in a slide, and neither of these two gentlemen have seen it, so I want them to see it and react to it in all of its beautiful glory.
As always, I am correcting your pronunciation. It is not a Boston cop. It is a Boston co-op.
You're right. I apologize.
Boston co-op.
I'm so sorry. I try and practice my
khakis.
Boston accent, but it and that is why I don't do it.
It's
You
not
and me both,
chowder. It's chowder.
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 Chowder. Oh, you can chowder.
Oh man, don't pronounce Sade at any point in the near future,
Oh,
please.
shoddy.
That's one of my favorite jokes from Seven, by the way, which hardly ever lands with anybody other than me when we're watching it. But it's like, so this is the writings by the Marquis de Sade. It's like, it's the Marquis de Sade, whatever.
The Marquis de Sade. So
Since we were talking about sexual healing the last couple of weeks, so
very true. And speaking of, I guess, sexual
Boston
healing,
co-ops.
there is a hole involved and something is shooting out of it. So
Not the Great Salt Lake, hopefully.
No, thankfully not. Okay, are we ready, gents, for this this beautiful reaction here?
Gotta catch them all.
Hit me with
All
it.
right, we're gonna catch it. It's only 8 seconds, so it's fine though. But let's go.
I've heard that before.
And one more time, and then I'll stop.
Oh, I feel like there's some burnage happening there too as he clears the ground a little.
I just want to know whether or not he had gone down a slide at any point in his life prior to this, because that's not normally the approach vector that one takes. You don't lie face down on the slide before you go, I feel.
I think he at least did one loop around before he was shot out, so he probably did the normal entry position and then somehow hit some sort of speed boost or something in there and just rocketed himself.
Well, he definitely corkscrewed it. like, I don't know, like a pig's tail or something like that. But
Oh.
just roast bacon coming out fresh and hot, ready
Man,
for you.
Everybody over here doing the Fight the Power podcast, apparently.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry. We'll wrap this up like a pig in a blanket.
Oh,
Yikes.
goodness. But
Why do I sound like the alt-white guy over here? It's like, "Well, you leave that police officer alone. You respect his authority." Here, I just envisioned him starting that ride off like Ralphie being pushed down by Santa Claus after asking for the Red Ryder BB gun.
Ho!
Just gripping on. It's like, I want a Red Ryder BB gun. He kicked him in the face, and then he whirled out like that. That's
The
grown-up
Hamburglar.
Ralphie.
The Hamburglar got his one-uppance that day.
I want to know why the person was like standing there ready to film it, and then at the tail end of that video, you briefly see his face as he looks up, and he just has this like utter look of shock, like this was not planned. Plus, when he first pops out, it seems like he gets hit in the gonads there briefly, like riding the rail.
And also, let's not miss the fact that either like his gun or the taser flew out of his holster while he was flying off of there as well. It's just not a good, because if that had discharged, we would have had a really bad time.
Oh, yeah, that would not have been something I would have shown on this.
Merry-go-round indeed.
I will say Twitter had a field day with this video. I don't know if you saw the view count, but it was over 40 million views. That was the original
No.
video.
Wow,
But
was
there
he
were
Joe Rogan?
apparently so. Yes, he will be on next week's episode of Joe Rogan, and you
Well,
can
they're
see
gonna-
him.
Yeah, he'll
With
be
all
really
his
hammering it
burns.
up on that podcast.
Oh, good Lord.
That crosses a thin blue line, and I'm not going to sit here for this anymore.
But a lot of the Twitter discourse has been either him, shooting out, or my favorite, going in reverse. Just you see him just being sucked right back in. Absolutely hilarious. Or the reference that I made before recording, and I can try and find it if you guys want to stall for time. But there was a Phil Collins reference with Coming in the Air Tonight, and then coming out the slide was the drum entrance, and it is absolutely hilarious.
So the song title is "In the Air Tonight."
Well, okay,
But
all right.
Michael's all about coming in the air tonight.
So
Just-
a friend of mine
spritzing
used
it.
to do a different version at open mics and sing "I Can Feel Him Coming in My Hair Tonight." And
Okay.
I'm just picturing like coming in the air with you, Michael. I'm picturing it like Salt Bay there, just
Oh goodness.
Okay, well, we're benefiting from the visual medium immensely already for this particular installment, but have we vamped sufficiently enough, or were you so distracted by our discourse that you then lost the plot?
yeah. Did we make you a little salty?
No,
Michael,
I think
did
that
you
was.
find the video you're looking for?
Oh no, I did not.
That's what
I did
I'm
not.
asking.
That's
Oh,
what
for-
you meant. No.
So when I talked about being professional, obviously it's an aspiration. It's not something we've nailed entirely, but we're getting better. Maybe. Possibly.
We're trying. I'm trying.
know.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling hard, but
Doc over here doing a cover of Drift Away with the Sorry, we had our while Michael is still vamping, I will tell you a fun story. Did I ever tell you about the time that I encountered somebody who had the laziest eye possible?
oh,
No, go on.
Okay, so when I was working security, I had just finished up one of my greatest afternoons ever, which I had to very politely ask. I mentioned that I had chased off a group of Hell's Angels, and then someone called me on it. And I was like, I didn't run over there and start, brandishing things in their general direction. I very politely asked a cadre of Hell's Angels if they would mind not laying down on the hill on the property behind the resort that I was working doing security for, and they politely obliged since I had been so kind to them. And after they left, I got another call indicating that there was a gentleman who was causing a disturbance at the ice cream parlor down at the bottom by the London Bridge Resort. So for those of you who are familiar with Lake Havasu City, you'll know what I'm talking about. So there's a hill you have to go down. So I finished going down the hill, make my quick right, and I get to the ice cream parlor, and the proprietor of the ice cream parlor kind of points delicately at an individual who was laying with their head down on a picnic table that was out in front. And I was like, this person's causing a disturbance. Like he's just laying there. And so maybe, yes, probably had a few too many like Michael after, having a hard day at work and had started to drift away. And so I politely tapped on the table a couple times to try to get him to wake up or pay attention. And then as he did so, he lifted his head up off of the table and his eye was completely divorced from the socket. It was hanging outside and dangling across the bridge of his nose. And it had a pretty significant dent there. So as I was going to tell Michael earlier, occasionally people's ocular issues have come from the fact that their eye was separated from the socket. Ooh. And then when you put it back in, it tends to get a little stray because the muscles that would usually hold it in place are no longer doing so. So professional wrestlers have talked over ages of that is a quick way to defend yourself, as if you put your thumb into somebody's eye socket, you can rip somebody's eye out and that they'll stop wanting to fight you. Apparently someone utilized this with this gentleman, but he was so drunk he didn't realize it had happened. So I got to sit and wait with him while the police were inbound.
Well, that's probably a good thing for that. I mean, like...
Yeah, I would be freaking out!
Well, and then that's not the only isolated incident that I have had with ocular activity. Because
isolated.
Thank you. I didn't mean it one iota, but I was working at the Hayden Library, and an individual had basically been standing at the counter, and I walked from around the other side and noticed that he was standing at the counter unattended. So I asked if he had been helped, and as he turned around, like the individual at the top of the parapet in The Lord of the Rings, he just had a vacant eye slot. There was nothing in the eye
missing
at all.
The glass eye?
Yeah, so just turned around and here's this empty oracle glaring at me, and that disturbed me more than seeing the eye, because I was like,
I knew somebody that had a glass eye, and they showed me like when they took it out. It was pretty neat.
It's a grand time, but that scared the bejesus out of me, and then I had to put the customer service voice on immediately. I was like, "Hi, have you been helped?"
That would be way less freaky to me than the guy with the hanging eye.
Yeah, both were terrifying, and both kind of shook me a little. I'll admit.
Would haunt my dreams.
It's not great.
Yeah. So, well, speaking of a previous part of the conversation, and delving away from eyes, because I think the cop had both of his eyes still in his head.
Oh, that's a great transition.
But he was definitely lazy.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Well, let's eyeball this a little bit and see what happens.
Let's go for it. Whoa, this is a little bit loud.
Yeah, can you turn down the gain on it?
I cannot. Because it's Twitter. It's fine. It's fine. As you can see, we're building up to it. Wait for it, if you will.
I see. Delay gratification.
Yeah, all my jokes here are a bit of a slippery slopes, I know.
Indeed. The building behind this shot is a bit of an eyesore. Mm-hmm. Gonna say that right now, but you're probably not hearing anything we're saying over this music, because Christ.
I'm surprised that he managed to get that kind of speed, considering there's clearly a curve.
I mean, it was good. It wasn't that good.
No, it was better when I was at work today and shirking my responsibilities. So
I liked it.
Yes. Delirium is a delightful time. Yes.
Very true. Very true. But I would say it was at least worth the stories of the eyes.
I wonder what's going to happen to that fellow, because this video going viral, I'm sure at some point his supervisor is going to be like, "What the fuck, Tom?" Or language. Yeah, there we go.
All I know is that he checked himself into urgent care. He went to a doctor or something like that. But it was noted, because I watched a news article about this, or news report, whatever the word is. He checked himself in, but he paid for it out of his own pocket. He did not use taxpayer dollars, because they wanted to make sure to emphasize that his injuries were not treated with taxpayer dollars.
But they were probably caused on the clock from the looks of the outfit and stuff, so...
Cops check in, but they don't check out.
He could check in any time he likes, but he's not going to leave.
Oh, well, thank you.
I had to reword it. Okay, I know that's not the exact line. Okay.
I wasn't haranguing you for that. I was
Oh.
haranguing you for choosing the Eagles out of anything to quote.
Well, I am on a dark desert highway, and that's all I'll say about that.
It's been a really long day, and I hate the friggin' Eagles. But that's what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps. And apparently, for the end of this episode, the eyes have it. That's what I understand. But
I got sweat in my eye. Ah!
Careful.
It hurts.
You don't want to lose that.
Nope. But it hurts.
Just move one and it'll avoid the sweat.
Oh, that's, like windshield wipers, but my eyes. Yeah, okay.
That's how I work this guy there. I'm just dodging it back and forth.
Some sweat gets in, you don't let it in your lens. You're like, wah, 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 wah. You're like Neo dodging it, like bullets and all that.
Judo chop.
I got references. For days.
Do you?
They're just not good.
You think that's air you're breathing now? Well, I also have seen this on YouTube previously, and it is a joke that I have loved, and I'm letting it out of the box that I've told it before, so I'm not sure I'll get it over here. But you did hear about the child that was born recently without eyelids. The mother was a drug abuser, and thus this was a birth defect that occurred. So child was born, Cedars-Sinai, no eyelids. Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Oh, well, if you've heard of it, you can tell me about it.
Oh, no, I haven't heard of it then. For the sake of argument.
Apparently, the way that they rectified this is that they were lucky and it was a male child, and they were able to use the foreskin from that from the procedure there, and then just grafted that up onto the eye,
Wait,
to make
serious,
artificial eyelids. This is a thing. This happened. So apparently, after the surgery, child was completely fine. He's a little cockeyed, but other than that, is doing really great.
Jesus Christ.
It's one of my favorite old timies, and my mother told me that joke, which is still one of my favorite aspects of this whole thing. But I saw it, another very popular YouTube channel told that joke the other day, and I saw it pop up in the shorts, and I was like, if they can get away with telling that joke with the millions of followers they have, obviously, as popular as we are, we're going to get away with it as well. So there you are. You can enjoy that. One of my myriad bits of disinformation distributed yet again on this glorious show. But yeah,
I'm gonna have to use that. I like it.
It's fantastic. You will really suck people in with it every time you tell it, even when you preface it with the fact that it's a joke. Apparently, you can still get away with it. So it's
well, because like with Michael, I think as well, I thought we were just following like a base truth, and then just we have to buy the premise here for the joke to land. And then I was like, is this real? Okay, all right. So this actually happened. All right, let's hear the joke now. And then at the tail end, I was like, oh, it never happened. Oh, okay. Yeah, suckered me and walked through that door.
Yeah, you were sucked hard.
Okay. Well, I thought the eyes were as bad as it was going to get this evening, but
nope.
All right,
just when you thought we were low, I dig a little bit deeper.
And he keeps coming in the air tonight.
See, this is where it gets difficult with the audio, with the visual medium, because I wanted to make an O face, but then I realized that wouldn't be a good thing that I want people to take clips of.
So if we keep this up, we're going to get studioed, and we're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, please, end us.
Dance into the light with us, ladies and germaphobes. Thank you for being here as always. It is a delightful time, and if you have had as much fun listening as we have had recording, Michael's got instructions for you.
Smash that like button, ring the bell, hit subscribe, set phasers to engage, and leave a comment.
And Billy, don't you lose my number.
Please, we need it.
Yes. Give us a comment.
You're my emergency contact.
In fact, you should weigh in the comments with your favorite Phil Collins song, and we can all discuss amongst us.
And provide a review of Tarzan while you're at it.
Yeah, because that's the only one I know off the top of my head. Not any of the specific ones, just Tarzan. For one so small, you seem so strong. Okay. It broke me. I couldn't respond to that. That's what she said. Are you going to keep me safe and warm? The sad thing is that, yes, I can quote, "You'll be in my heart," and I shouldn't be able to. That's how much I love Phil Collins. Thinking of you, Phil. No matter what they say. No matter what they say. Stop.
I assure you, I'll be there. All right, that's going to officially wrap this thing up. Like the song says, we appreciate you all being here. As per usual, there's a link in the show notes that'll take you to all of our irrelevant socials. If you haven't already, why aren't you subscribed? You should do so. I would caution you against not doing so. It's been bad for people's health, from what I understand. Jesse Ventura will be after you imminently. But that is going to take us out here for another glorious installment, episode 101 of this Disinformed After Dark. We're thrilled to have you. Thanks for hanging out. And that is going to be how we sign off this evening. So for Dad this week, I am, in fact, Kenton Eldorado.
And I'm Leroy Cherry.
And I'm Robert Greer.
We hope you have a Baja Blast.
And zippity zoop, we're out of here.